So thanks very much for Wake and Bake for sponsoring Big Don's local music roundup. And they're bringing us Yodi today.
That's right.
Yeah. So
there we go.
We've got them all minus one. They're going to shout them out for us in the studio with us right now. So we're going to have them introduce themselves.
Yeah, we'll just start over there.
My name's Aaron. I play the drums for Yodi.
I am Brody. I play the guitar, one of the guitarists.
My name's Dylan. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Dade. I play bass, and then we also have Ray Tassin. He's our other guitar player.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. All right.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We're super excited to have you guys on. We're ready to get your story. Like, we're ready to interrogate you. I prepared them for this. So tell us from the beginning, how did you guys form Yodi? How long ago? And how did that begin there?
So, a long time ago, I was in a music video for Manhattan Blockade. They're calling out to the Skyline video. And through that, I met a guy named Braden Patlin, who was a vocalist for my guitar player and my drummer's band, Atlas Take Charge. And we kind of hit it off. I believe I was in the car with him one night singing, and he told me that I could sing. And then I stole his guitar player and drummer. And started writing songs over Google and sending them back to Brody and mastering them. And
yeah, you were living in Arizona at the time, and I was still living up here in Illinois. And we were sending, like, ideas back and forth, just getting, like, fragments of a song together. And then eventually, when was it, like a year or so later?
oh yeah, we recorded everything in one day, and it sounded awful. And then we kind of went back through and fixed all the demos and kind of put some polish on it, so to speak.
And what year did you guys start?
Oh goodness,
3-ish years ago.
2022.
2022.
22.
All right. So then you guys are tossing around the music ideas. Okay, I already asked when he came in. How did the name Yodi? How did you come up with Yodi? It's not yo, guys. Not to be confused with being heated. It's Yodi.
So
How'd that come up?
I was kind of strapped for ideas, and I didn't really know what to call a band, but I wanted it to be something short and easy to type out. I was working for Amazon at the time for a company called Koyo Logistics, and it was just the first 4 letters of Coyote. And so I was like, why don't I steal the last 4 letters of Coyote?
That's really came from. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys toss back and forth the song ideas.
Yeah, we tossed the ideas back and forth, and eventually he ended up moving back up here, because he did live here originally. And so once he moved back, we kind of talked to my bass player at the time, really wanted to start trying out drums. And then we have a buddy named Dade that also played bass, so we were just like, why don't we just start jamming?
Yeah.
And it just kind of fell into place, and we started playing the songs that me and him had written, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah. So the song, what was the first song that you two wrote together?
The first song is called Keep in Step. It hasn't been released just yet.
Oh, so is that something that might come in the...
We got the album coming, so...
Yeah. Coming in the
Oh,
near future.
look, that's inside information. We're getting it. Any idea how long? Like,
Well, we're shooting for early stage of May.
cool. That's
Fingers crossed.
So that's getting close.
Yeah.
It's been about 2 years we've been working on everything.
A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah.
Now, physical copies, like CDs? Or just...
hopefully.
Coming soon.
Sweet.
That's fun. I love CDs. We were just talking about that yesterday.
I
Yeah.
wanted to try
CDs.
and get vinyl, but vinyl was a bit expensive.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Very
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
people still want to have at least a physical copy of
Yes, I'm
something.
old. You gotta...
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And we can sell them for you down here.
Oh,
at
that'd be
our-
really
that'd be
appreciated.
really
We
Yeah.
got a marketplace out front there that's got CDs
Oh.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
and had some shirts and stuff.
Sweet.
And that's coming as well,
Uh-huh.
along with the CDs we plan. It's just in terms of signing things, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get on your phone and get on the internet, listen, watch anything you want, but say your phone's dead, say you're just at home, you want something you can touch,
Right.
like, you can't beat that.
No. You
No,
can't.
I love physical media. You know, I'm old.
Right.
I'm old. It's the artwork too, you know, that goes into it. It's not just
Right.
not just the music, it's the artwork. You look at the album covers that we're using as decorations in here, you know?
Right.
And that's much better than digital on your phone. Because we spend so much time on our phones anyway, and we need to kind of...
Right.
I know I need to stay away from it sometime.
Right. Take a step back, take a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Choking on the water. The water's why I'm choking. I'm okay. I still have plenty.
Was that the waterboarding?
So, that's the waterboarding we were talking about earlier.
That just happened.
That's how we get the best out of our guests. Waterboard them. We're letting our secrets out. We're letting our secrets out.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
All
are.
right.
Okay, so you said this has been going on for a couple years of just getting everything put together to get started.
Mhm.
And you said, Brody,
Mhm.
the behind the scenes stuff, what is that like?
So whenever we actually like record our own stuff, I do most of the recording because I'm going to school for a bachelor's in music production and everything.
Oh, cool.
And so I try to do all of it and eventually hope to be able to produce and mix and master and do everything all on my own, just save us time, and I like doing it.
Yeah.
But I end up recording everything at home, so I just got to make sure everything is ready, up to snuff, to be sent to our guy, Brendan Carper, who mixes all of our stuff. He does a fantastic job.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, and
Shout out.
so there's also like all the merch and our designer and manager and pretty much everything
And
all
that
wrapped into
is-
one. Peyton Eberts.
him.
Peyton.
He
Peyton
does.
is here. He's here.
The one from
He's hiding in the corner. But he's here.
Shinn.
So you're the manager guy.
That's kind of what
The
we narrowed
brain.
it down to. Yeah.
Yeah, whether it be like designing anything, videos, or just anything that you see visually, it's all going to be from him. So he really shapes the whole image of our band.
That's cool. So the videos, the music videos, is that you?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I've watched those. Those are really good.
Thank you. We have more
Very
coming.
Those
Yeah,
are very
a lot
good.
of
We're
stuff.
shooting to release the album with a music video at the same time.
Yeah.
But we can't give a specific date just yet.
Yeah. We don't get that insight information.
But not only with like just getting the designs, but then we also have to source garments and make sure we have proper funds for all the merch and are paying for the producing and mixing. And then not only that, but then you have to set up shows and have all that other stuff. So there's so much more behind a band than just like playing music.
Yep.
You don't just sit in a garage 2 times a week and play music the whole time.
Yeah.
There's a lot more behind the scenes that goes into it.
Sounds
It's
like
a
it.
business.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
But it sounds fun.
It's
It's a lot of
extremely
fun.
fun.
That's number one priority.
Yeah.
Make sure
Having
it's
fun with it.
Absolutely.
You're doing something you love. You're really
Right.
good at. The music videos, what is that like making that? Like doing
It's
that?
a long day.
Yeah.
It
long
is
day.
honestly a long day. Really fun getting to like just throw out ideas because you start the day typically with like a core set of scenes you want to shoot. Like we know we want these for sure, but then like after we get those done, we still have time. Just kind of throw around, do whatever you want. What idea do you have? Let's throw it in there, see if we can make it work or anything like that.
It's
Turned out
led to a
good.
lot of really cool things, like the scene in the Calla Lily video where he smashes a garden hoe into an amp, and then we use it as a flower pot. Like that's all just brainstormed on the spot. Like, hey, we've got an old amp that doesn't work. Let's break it.
Let's not rock and roll. Let's break something.
Absolutely.
And really just working with
That's
what we
fun.
had at that point, because we just had a little bit of property. It was a good day out. We were like, all right, let's seize the day, if you will, and just get as much as we can done. And we were wrapped on shooting like
Pretty
by
early,
1
about
o'clock.
I mean,
Granted,
we started at like
crazy.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
shooting like other promo stuff, and then we started on the music video, and then took the rest of the day.
I love the music video. I love the song Calla Lily. So
Appreciate
there's
it.
a lyric I can't say on the radio right now, but I it goes through my head like, all week. That goes through my head all the time. It's a really good song. It's a cool video. You guys' videos are awesome.
Thank you.
So, so you said booking shows to help, bring in revenue, money to pay for the merch. Where have you played so far?
We
you
have
booked?
only played one show as Yodi so far. It was at the Washington in Burlington.
Yep.
But we don't have any currently set up, but there are a lot in the talks right now that
Yeah.
we have, and just like keep up on our social media. We'll be
Yeah.
That'll be the first place they're posted for sure.
Shout
Yeah.
out to the sponsor, Wake and Bake.
Yeah.
Wake and
Yeah.
Bake for sure.
Should pick us up here soon.
Yeah, Wake and Bake, they're pretty awesome, and their live music's gonna be real soon out there.
yeah.
So,
With the weather getting nice,
yep.
very soon.
I thought she said they're bringing it beginning of May. So there are places in Keokuk that you guys could play
Plenty
at.
of places.
Plenty.
Plenty.
Want to try and get a show at Black Sails, but we'll have to see if we can't
Yeah.
get in talks with somebody there.
Right.
There's Black Cells, the Cellar. They're a really good place to play. The Yacht Club.
Dr. Getwell's, all
Dr.
trains.
Getwell's. L Trains is big. That's a big one.
I don't spend a lot of time down in this area, but I'd definitely be willing to like
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I
get some
think.
more traffic
Yeah,
down here.
you guys would take off down here, I believe. The music
Well,
is
we're
so
gonna play.
good.
They're gonna be spinning on the radio. So.
Yeah, yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, look at us. We're like, just come play at Keokuk. Please make sure some of those shows are here.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
So with the shows, is there somewhere where you ultimately, like, if it's all different, it's all different, but what is, like, each of your ultimate venue you want to play at? Like,
You have one?
where do you want to ultimately play? Like, your biggest venue dream?
Oh, I mean, you gotta say Wembley, I guess.
Really?
Wembley would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
I've always wanted to play Madison Square
There
Garden
you
since
go.
I was a kid.
Red Rocks for sure.
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks, Colorado. Absolutely.
Yeah. We had somebody else who was talking about Red Rocks too. They said it'd be really neat to play there.
I've always wanted to play the Marquee Theater in Arizona,
That-
Phoenix.
You
Wow.
guys could send them your videos. Just send them the videos.
Hear that, manager?
Yeah, manager, we're booking you shows here. So,
Yeah, we'll skip all the local stuff. We'll just shoot for the big stuff.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Cool. But
so I know pretty well how it goes with the video making and how you guys got together there. How is this like? And you two were sending each other songs back and forth.
Mhm.
Well, what is ultimately like your songwriting process? You said Calla Lily, was that the first song you guys released?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the process of getting that written and produced? Like, is that the same thing as the video, or and who all was involved in writing it?
It really depends. I think at the end of the day, everyone has their own flair on it, especially when we play it live. Everyone kind of added their own parts and really brought it together. But depending on the song, like sometimes our other guitar player, Ray, will write a song and just bring it to the table, and then those two will brainstorm on some stuff. And you could get like, it just, any other way that it just really just comes out of air. But with Calla Lily specifically, it was something that you had completely written. So
Yeah,
You did it all on your own?
I wrote
So
about
good.
15 songs when I was in Arizona, and then we only used about 7 of them, I think, and then wrote like another 3 on top of it for the first album. But I generally I'll sit down and try and play something really weird on guitar,
Uh-huh.
and then make it sound good if I can. And then I'll bring it to them, teach them how to play it, and then write lyrics over top of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I can't even think of a song to write.
Some
Well,
people have it, and
sometimes-
some people
That's just
don't.
crazy.
You know.
well, sometimes you'll be sitting there and you're trying to write something and it just isn't happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to take
You
a break.
can't force
Like
it.
driving down the car, and all of a sudden it comes like down the road,
Mhm.
it comes to you.
Yeah, the worst place is when you're busy, like you're at work or something, you can't get to a phone to write something down or
Yeah.
like record a melody on your phone really quick. That is the worst place because it's gone by the end of the day.
Do you do that? Have you done that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I
Working on
have videos of me on my phone just bow, 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 making cool riffs with my mouth and stuff, and then I turn those eventually into actual riffs on my guitar.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
There's nothing more awkward than trying to go to the work bathroom. And
Get used to it now.
Yeah,
They
what's
used
he
to
doing
it.
in there?
He's making music. Rock and roll,
I guess that's what they
dude.
call it now. Anyway, let's take our first break
Yes.
because we got 2 of them. We're gonna play "Wide Awake"
Wide
to
awake.
kick off the break.
Awesome.
So tell us about that song before we.
That song I originally wrote. I was diagnosed with cancer
Oh, wow.
in like 21, I think it was, or whatever, somewhere in there. But I was in the hospital going through chemo, and that was me sitting at like 3 a.m. wide awake because helicopters were going up and taking off all the time.
Not me gonna jump over the counter and hug him now. that is very.
But yeah,
but
a lot of those
I'm
lyrics
glad.
were just from like, I'm bored, I don't have anything to do, so I'm just gonna write it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, no. Yeah. We definitely gotta play it now.
Yep, we're gonna play Wide Awake. This is Yodi.
It made me cry on the air. We're back. All right, with Big Don's Local Music Roundup and Yodi. So we were getting information on their life stories. We're interrogating them and trying to figure out where songs came from. So we'll touch back with Brody. We were talking during the break and hugging. I hugged him. I want to hear about your journey if you
Yeah, so like from the very beginning, even starting guitar, or just like...
let's hear the journey.
My parents have always been super into music. Like, they're huge in my life for that. Typically 80s metal.
Love it.
But at around 8 years old, I asked my dad for Guitar Hero. And he told me, no, if you're playing any guitar, you're playing the real guitar.
Ah.
And he already had a few. He played a little bit. And I was like, all right, might as well.
Yeah.
And so since then, I've just played, and it's been with me for over half my life now. I don't know, it's strange. It just has always been there.
Did you self-teach yourself, basically, or did your dad help, or?
I had a guitar teacher named John Flowers that he's an amazing guitar player out of Burlington, but he taught me for years, and then eventually at around 14, I kind of just ran out of time. I started Atlas Take Charge, and just kind of started doing my own thing. And since then, I've been improving and doing all that stuff on my own. And then I guess pretty much the only thing of actual substance is then right after I graduated, about 3 months, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's large B-cell lymphoma, which was IRF4 rearrangement, I believe it's called. But basically, it was my spleen, and it was like a 2-pound tumor on my spleen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big guy. And I eventually had a full splenectomy and like 4 months of chemo. No radiation, but chemo. Lost my hair, the whole 9 yards. But after that, I'm now completely in remission. And,
Which I want to clap about. I'm so happy.
I appreciate it.
Yay. So happy for that.
But I've been in remission for like 2 or 3-ish years now, something like that. I don't know, time flies.
That's amazing.
Now we started Yodi immediately after all the cancer stuff, and here we are.
I'm glad you're here and healthy.
I appreciate that.
You look like you're doing awesome. You sound like you're doing awesome.
Yeah.
I love your music. I love it.
Thank you.
You're going to school. You're going to have your master's in music production. You said that.
Yeah, bachelor's.
Bachelor's.
Yeah.
Bachelor's in music production. So it seems you're
I'm very excited for
obviously
that.
extremely dedicated to music.
Yeah. 2
Very
bands, 2 times a week.
Inspirational.
each.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we're very happy though. That was an awesome story,
I
Brody.
appreciate that.
Very much. Who wants to tell me your last story next? Who's going next?
So I guess with music, it started in the 5th grade with me. I was a band kid. I started on trumpet, and then all through middle school played, and then in high school got a little bit better. Started joining a jazz band, marching bands. I did some jazz competitions and stuff like that. And then that actually led to me meeting Dylan in high school. And Mr. Murphy, our band teacher, he would let us, I don't want to say skip class, but he let us
Practice.
He let us practice in the practice rooms. And so I would jam on the trumpet and he would play his acoustic, or he would bring in his ukulele, and he eventually taught me how to play ukulele, and that's where I started on strings.
That's cool.
Yep, and then after high school, we both did a little bit of the Army thing, and then came back, got a place together, and...
He said, "We did a little bit of the Army."
Real quick.
Yep, and I started playing bass with Dylan and started jamming, and here we are.
That's awesome. Thank you for your service, by the way, for doing the Army thing. So,
Yeah, sure. I sort of started into music a little bit later, maybe about 16, 17. I was in choir and stuff like that in middle school. I just liked the singing in general. But like instruments and stuff like that, I came into a little bit later. Started on piano, and then after that, I was just like, I want, play a little bit of something else too. My buddy Randy Ronner, he lent me a guitar and an amp.
Randy Ronner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know Randy Ronner. Shout out to Randy.
Shout out to Randy. He's a good old boy. And he lent me that guitar, and I kept it literally forever, and just kept playing on it until eventually our other band that we got, that I had with Brody, somebody needed to play bass. I didn't play bass at that point in time really yet, but somebody had to play bass. That was gonna be me, because this guy had a lot more experience than I did, and
Thank the Lord.
yeah. So, I started doing that, just got into a bunch of different instruments, and when Yodi came along, it was relatively the same story. Like, I was really new at drums, I was sort of like messing around, kind of really offbeat and stuff like that. And they were like, hey, somebody needs to play drums. And I kind of took it on the chin, and I've been having fun with it ever since.
Yeah.
Like, really,
He's improved so fast.
He's a fantastic
like,
drummer.
Incredibly fast over these like last couple of years. Like,
That's awesome.
seriously impressed with him.
That's awesome.
It's really new, it's really challenging, and I don't know, it's just much more physical. You want to get
Right.
hit something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. We had Adam Zemenek in here.
Yeah,
He was,
Adam's
he
great.
was talking about
We love Adam.
drumming. Is that the right lingo? Do I say it right? I'm
I
still
assume so.
learning.
Yeah.
I'm a guitar player, I don't know.
Do you drum? Is that what you do? You're drumming?
yeah.
He said it was like a complete like physical workout doing that back there.
Oh, I'm
and-
sweating, like, covered after practice.
yeah.
And it really is just so physical. Like, playing the bass or, like, just using your hands or arms, whatever, that's one thing, but then you have to use your whole body with the drums, your legs, like, even
Yeah.
if you're, like, sitting wrong, you're, like, angled kind of weird, it messes up the whole thing. So
Is
you have
it the
to be
wrong
mindful.
sound? Kinda?
Yeah, like, I noticed particularly with, like, E-kit drums, like, if you're using those versus acoustic drums, actual ones, there's so much, like, discrepancy in dynamic. You're going to get so much more sound, and depending on how you hit the drum, how you hit the cymbal on an acoustic kit than a E-kit. So that was definitely.
I don't know what that big explosion was, but okay.
That was definitely.
Did we all just have heart attacks
yeah,
for a
that was a
second?
kick drum. That was a sub drum. But no, it's definitely something that I had to learn last minute too before our show. I mainly learned on the E-kit, then bought an acoustic kit last minute to get ready for that show at the Washington.
Yeah.
So I was like, woo, honed in on that pretty much the whole time. And not to drone on, but it's really been fun.
It sounds fun. It
Yeah.
sounds fun. And you've learned the ability to play multiple different instruments. I can't even play anything but the air guitar.
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
That's our air guitar. I play that.
Nice.
I know how to jump off the stage and land on my feet with that.
There you go.
That's half the
I
battle.
don't think Brody can do that.
No, I can't.
Oh, Brody, I can teach you, okay?
I'm willing
you
to
teach
learn.
me something, I'll teach you something.
Cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. And then kind of got your life story a little bit, but
Yeah, so kind of piggybacking off of Brody, I started playing guitar because of Guitar Hero. I liked I liked Guitar Hero. I thought Guitar Hero was cool, and my mom told me that liking Guitar Hero wasn't a good enough reason to get a guitar.
yeah.
So I mowed yards, made the money to buy a guitar, went out and got myself a guitar, and started teaching myself. And then she eventually got me lessons. So I started playing guitar when I was about 8 years old, played all the way up until high school. Never joined any music projects. I had a buddy that I would jam with all the time, and then I would jam with Dade here.
Yeah.
But I never really joined a band. Always wanted to, but I was too terrified to.
He's really good. He's like, I was too scared.
Yeah, I can't do it. So I kind of just was reserved for like a playing at parties kind of a thing, or you see a buddy who's got one in his living room, you pick it up and strum a little bit on it. But
You're the party guitar player.
It was. Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Is that what you played?
No, I don't even know how to play Wonderwall.
That's Mikey G's favorite song, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Is that Oasis?
One of them, yeah, Oasis.
Yep. Yeah.
But-
We're old.
Hey.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, played
That-
for a really long time.
That's crazy. Are you kind of glad you guys, you all said, like you just specifically said, I was too scared to join any music projects. Are you guys glad you went over that hump? Like, did
Oh,
you see yourself
absolutely.
ending up here one day?
Our first show, I threw up twice. I used the bathroom probably a million times.
That's
but
the one at the Washington?
Yeah, but it was such a euphoric experience to be so nervous and then to get up on stage, and we packed the house. There was people from the front of the stage all the way to the door, so
It was an awesome show.
it was a very euphoric experience to go from being horrified of performing to like, oh, people actually like my music. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It helps it go over a little better when you look out in the crowd and you see some people singing your songs back to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's a good feeling.
I bet it is.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it is. What were you guys like on the first show? Did any of you guys throw up?
What I found, like, with that list, it's kind of transferred to Yodi as the same way. It's like I'm nervous right before it the whole time. I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Then I get on the stage, take my glasses off, set them to the side, and I'm like, all right, I'm blind.
I love it.
I don't see anybody. I'm in my own little world right now. I'm fine. I'm good.
Good. I'm just hiding back here with my drum. My whole body.
I'm kind of the same way. It usually takes me like the first song though. But unfortunately, like with our set list for Yodi, our first song has like my main solo in it, so I just have to be locked in.
You're like, ready?
Yeah. So it is a lot of being like uber nervous for like an hour and a half before the show. I'm sitting backstage just playing the same things over and over again, and then as soon as I get through that first song, then I'm loose.
Yeah.
I'm let loose, having fun. Yeah.
You guys should have fun. It's the best part of watching.
Yeah.
For us to spectate and watch, it's watching you guys and bands have fun doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Makes it fun for us. When you're dancing around having a good time,
Yeah.
we dance around having a good time.
It is like the ultimate place of not caring. Just
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Have a
Let
great
it
time.
out. Yeah.
Because most of the time, if you don't care, like, people watching are not going to care
Yeah.
at all either.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, even if you, like, flub up a little bit, which flub ups happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
That's
Like-
normal.
If you look like you were before and you're just, once again, having fun,
Yeah.
they're going to notice that you
Right.
messed up.
No.
Nor care.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's just your interpretation that day.
Yeah,
That's supposed to
I was
be
changing
there.
the key really quick.
Jazz.
Yeah. Add your own flair.
We're ad libbing.
Right.
Is that right? Is that
Well, that's
the
what's
right
fun about live music.
one? You're really doing it.
Is the flow.
Right.
And how you guys handle it.
It sounds
you know?
human.
I do want to ask. I'm going to put him on the spot. What's your
Uh-oh, manager.
Peyton.
Peyton? I'm going to make Peyton come over here for a second.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Squeeze in.
Manager Peyton.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Get a picture of that.
I gotta get a picture. Peyton, I need to hear your journey, how you got involved in all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the listeners need to know too, because you kind of have a very important job. Because those
I
videos
agree.
are awesome. Doing the merch and designing for them and getting them shows booked—that's super important.
That's
So
a lot of
what's
work.
that like for you? And
First, I appreciate it, but I think it started out. Music in general started out when I was younger, because my stepdad, he was in a band called Money Shot.
oh, we
He's the
know
lead
Money
singer.
Shot.
Yeah. And so growing up, I was just always around. They had practice at the house like that I was in. They would have to like walk through my room to go to the bathroom and stuff. So I just grew up around it. And then I found out that my cousin Jason Link, when I picked up like photography and stuff, I kind of leaned more towards graphic design at the same time. I watched my mom take photos for Money Shot like frequently. So I juggled both of those, and I found out again that my cousin, he works for Epitaph Records in California.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so anytime I had a question, I would just ask him to learn. And then I met these guys. I've been friends with Aaron for the longest
little
time.
kids.
They are very close.
They can't see. Well, they might be able to.
Yeah, you'll see soon. We'll show you.
But yeah, somebody had to work behind the scenes, basically. There was, figuring out merch, designing merch, booking stuff. If the guys don't have time, I've got the time.
Yeah.
If I don't know how to do something, I'll learn how to do it.
That's good.
Yeah, the band would not be possible without him at all. Like,
Messaging you back?
Yeah.
That was all.
That's you. That was me and you talking. Okay.
And to
Yeah.
reiterate, he's been here like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like since we were even chirping about Atlas back in the day, like, boys in puberty. Like, oh, I want to be in a band, like, kind of bad, pretty bad. And so, like, he was there with us through all of that. And, like, learning his skills, learning his crafts along with us and growing with us. So it's crazy to look at it now comparative to, like, almost 10 years ago.
Right.
Now looking back, which is kind of crazy.
we've all kind of grew into our own cog of a bigger machine.
Yeah, exactly.
It just kind of fits. It's weird.
And back to the behind the scenes thing, there's a lot that happens that people don't realize. It takes a lot of work. Not only do we all have our 9 to 5s to fund this 9 to 5,
Yeah.
but there's a lot behind the scenes.
Crazy
I'm
busy.
here for it. Yeah.
You do a really good job.
Do
Thank
you
you.
play any instruments yourself?
No,
or
honestly, I think when we started at Atlas, we needed a bass. Was it 5-string? 6?
Yeah,
It was a 6-string, yeah.
It was a 6-string bass, and our bassist at the time, we were at the Musicians Pro
Yeah.
in Burlington, and he picked up the 6-string bass, and it played so beautifully at the time, and he's like, he really wanted it, but he didn't have the money, I think, or something like that, and so I pulled out $400 in my pocket, and I bought it with the intention of them using it. They still use it. But I tried to play a little bit, bought a guitar here and there. If I wanted to learn more, I obviously could, because I got the team for it.
You do.
But no, I sold all my instruments and figured out, cameras and graphic design, stuff like that. Computers and cameras themselves are expensive.
That's super fun stuff to do.
Yeah, all very important.
Yeah.
To make the whole thing work.
Yeah. A lot of bands don't realize this, but it's not just, again, meeting up 2 times a week and then playing a show. It's nowadays everything is so social media driven.
Yeah.
You have to be a content creator. You have to have somebody to record that stuff, to edit that stuff, to post that stuff. That is honestly
That's
more
full time.
important than
That's
yeah,
full time.
yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of a question. I wondered how social media affects, getting in. I guess you guys are so young. You don't remember what it was like back in the day before. I do. How it does help. Reach out to followers. And you guys I follow your page on my own, and then here at the station, your followers seem to be gaining, and I see your stuff being shared all over. So
Like 25% of being a band is actual music, honestly. Music is such a small part of it. Ironically, at the end of the day, there's so much more that needs done before you can even get to the music.
Yeah, but once you get to it,
it's what makes it.
Playing the show, you got the merch table set up.
Makes it all worth it.
Yeah. So I have to shout out. We have Soul back here. She's hiding in the hallway.
Woo! Thank you, Soul.
I'm trying to get her to come here. Yeah, because she's also part of Yodi. I just want to explain that part.
I'm kind of behind the scenes always, but I guess in front of the camera too in Calla Lily, me and my son. But I'm actually Dylan's partner, so that's how I got in. But but I'm a wedding photographer first, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's my passion, and so. It was really easy to just do some stuff for the guys and do some video and learn some more in that direction. So
that's
really fun.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
You guys have, like the whole time we've been talking, you guys have this amazing group effort. And so many people who got here. Mr. Murphy, I bet he didn't know. Shout out to him. Sir Murphy, Randy Ronner, and...
Yeah, there are still so many people that, there are so many that it would probably take up a good half of the show naming the people that have helped us along the way. There are just so many that we're so thankful for. And it's just hard to actually convey that.
Well, if they're listening, they're knowing. So,
I think it's hard to do anything on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you need to grab inspiration and support from wherever you can. I think the more you do it on your own, the harder you're making it for yourself.
That is true.
100%.
All right. We got to take the break. We're gonna play the new song.
Amped?
Amped.
You want to tell us a little bit about that real fast?
Amped is honestly a song that didn't have an original, like, deeper meaning to it. It was, I always had a rule, I refused to write breakup songs. And then they wanted
He
us.
doesn't want to be Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I don't want to be Taylor Swift.
No.
So they wanted me to write a breakup song. So that's what it is.
Need another hour and 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, an hour and 8 minutes. We can give it to you.
Sorry, Mikey G.
Sorry, Mike, your show's not on.
We're having a lot of fun. All right, so one thing I guess we kind of maybe touched on it a little bit, but not that much at all. So each of your own personal musical inspirations, artists, bands.
Oh, yeah, the music
What?
inspiration.
You have your favorites.
But don't start with me.
I'll start.
He's like, I will.
Yeah, so all of my stuff, well, let me begin with, like, Yodi is such a weird sound as far as, like, just because we all bring our own interest to the table. Like, I was talking, I'm big into the 80s, I'm big into, like, even the heavier stuff now, deathcore, just the real heavy, gnarly stuff, and that's what I've, right? And that's what I've played for most of my life, and then I'm having to learn Dylan's riffs, which are, like, just, I don't know, it's like driving a car, but it doesn't drive right. Like, it's just,
Like my car.
like, it just doesn't work, and it's so awkward at first, but then you eventually get it, and so it's just really strange having all these different inspirations from all over the place, like my 80s stuff, and you'll hear eventually in our newer songs that we release. A few of them get a little more rocky and a little heavier, not so poppy, and I feel like a lot of that comes from, like, my style and what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, artist-wise, I think Mac DeMarco, really for me as a bass player, really stands out. Not doing any, Les Claypool crazy slaps, going nuts on it. You find the pocket and you write it, you do your part in the song and you make it sound good.
Yeah.
But yeah, mix that with a little bit of Title Fight or Super Heaven, something a little heavier.
Yeah. It was good.
I don't know, I like a little bit of everything, so I like to take influence from pretty much everywhere. For drums in particular, I kind of like the weird stuff, so like Tool or Def Heaven, stuff that's really percussive based, has some weird stuff that I can be like, what's going on here?
I like the
Just
bass part of the drum bass. That's what you hear in the car. It's really good.
yeah, it's what gets you moving.
Yeah.
So I'm really into stuff like that, like Leprous and Metallica. You got to say Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
If every 15, 16-year-old that likes metal is always jamming Kill 'Em All in their bedroom.
I still have that on my wall.
That's funny.
Definitely those bands. And all these guys, honestly. Like, I kind of like to have a call and response with whatever part is going on their end, whether it's Dade's bass, Dylan's vokies, Bode's guitar, Ray's guitar. Just like to play with it all.
Yeah. Ray's not here. We're going to bring you guys back so that we have the whole.
Oh, no, you can interrogate Ray.
Yeah.
He needs water. He's going to get waterboarded.
It's his turn. We're going to make his extra tough.
For me, I guess, music inspiration wise, I've always really liked hardcore, bands like Turnstile, Black Flag, more punk sound to music, but that was never me. Like, I could never scream like Henry Rollins on stage. I can't gas myself out like that and try and make it sound decent. But a lot of the songs, I listen to everything. I've listened to old country. I listen to 80s pop from Japan. I'm listening to EDM, hip hop from the 90s. Really, whatever I can grab onto and listen to and take inspiration from. Half of my riffs are inspired by other songs that I've heard before. You find something in it, you're like a chord or a little ditty in it that you're like, oh, I can tweak that. I can do something with it, and then I make it impossible for Brody to learn how to play.
Because it's so against the grain. I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't work.
It
Just
doesn't work.
make it as weird as possible and go from there.
I think your guys' different music tastes, all of it, you guys keep calling it weird, and you called Tool weird. all of it together, you make really good music. Really good.
appreciate that.
It all goes together perfectly.
And I'm sure Bluey will be your new influence.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Courtney, right? He's happy to sit by our Blue.
You have to sing that Australian accent.
Sample that.
Bluey, the metal album.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Featuring Muffin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like I've been interrogating. I don't know. Is there anything else as a band you guys would like to tell us about yourselves? Something important.
We are going to be dropping a song on the 30th of March.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. That's something just to kind of tide people over until we've got the album out, get this music video out.
Like a little sneak peek.
Yeah, just another little tasty morsel to keep you going.
We're already working on the second album too, so there's plenty more to come.
Oh my gosh, you guys
busy.
are busy. And you have jobs.
And full-time school.
Yeah, how do you find
And
time for that?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say earlier when they were talking about how they find it hard to like write at work. I have no shame. So I work at a drywall factory, and we have paper that goes on the outside of the drywall. I'll cut a big chunk of paper out of a roll, and I'll just write a song on it.
That's funny.
I'll have Ray, the other guitar player, will send me audio files, and I'll just listen to it on repeat. I don't care if people can hear me. I'll just play it a
do your
million
thing.
times and write lyrics over top of it, and then bring it to practice.
So somebody's hanging drywall and you got, so they wrote one of the songs is on their
Yeah,
wall,
one of
you
my-
know?
You
That's
pull
an
out this
expensive piece
drywall
of
paper, like,
drywall.
here's my lyrics.
Yeah, they get the rough draft.
That's gonna have
sounds like
wallpaper over it.
It's like a fun thing you've got going on here. And all of you seem extremely dedicated to it, to all of it. Not just the music and not just the instruments, even your videography and your photography and all of it. So
Turning it into a business has been the best.
awesome. Oh.
Yeah, we got a minute left.
Oh, we have a minute left.
Yeah, we got to wrap
I need
it up.
another hour. Okay. Well, I do want to say thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us on.
Thank you so much.
We want to have you back. We definitely want to see you playing in Keokuk, so we're going to get you some
We'll be down here.
information
We'll work on
to
that.
pay in. Yeah, to book them some shows down here. We also want to say thank you so much again to Wake and Bake Breakfast Company
That's
in
right.
Burlington. Don's coming for his donuts. He'll be down there soon. But thank you very much for sponsoring Big Don's Local Music Roundup, and thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.